Hello and welcome to the Sausage Sizzle Season 2. This could be the first episode of the season, and it will actually be our third attempt at recording the first episode. So we'll see how this one goes. George just got his drink there. He's just wincing in pain. Now, we're doing this episode with only 2/3 of sizzle.
That's
because one of us, Blakey boy himself, is in Japan.
Living it up.
He is. He's skiing down the snowboarding down the slopes.
He's sizzling down the slopes.
Oh, he is indeed. So we're doing the Blakeless episode.
This is the Blakeless episode, and you will see Blake back into the Sausage Sizzle podcast next week.
Yeah. We haven't really spoken to him since he left.
Not really,
About a month ago.
I tried messaging Blake, and I got the most blunt response ever.
Damn.
It was.
What'd you say?
But I feel like that's just Blake messaging.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Blake's not really an in-depth texter. I was like, oh, how's your trip going, man? He's like, sick, man. Got lots of crazy stories when I get back.
Damn.
And I was like,
he's probably purposely
I
being
think
vague
so.
for the podcast.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to see how he's going, you know?
Yeah, that's it. I reckon we jump straight into it though, George.
Should
You've been
we?
struggling a little bit with your head, hey?
My head. Oh, man. That's one way to bring out a conversation about my head.
Wait,
Yeah.
and also your brain.
And also my brain. Yeah, well, we'll go into the brain a bit later, I think. But
We're just talking about head for now.
we're talking about head for now because we love head. Is this the barber?
Oh no, I mean I didn't mean your brain, but no, we could. Sure, I meant interior head. Yeah, let's go. Let's talk about exterior head and then
So
interior.
I have a mullet now,
you got mulleted.
inside and out.
Yeah. So how's it feel being mulleted?
You know what? I feel like a whole new person. You know, I feel like I am a part of the Australian culture now.
Damn. True, because you're Britain.
Yeah, exactly. I'm from England, and now I fully feel one with the Aussies.
Nice.
I didn't ask for a mullet though. That's the thing.
You didn't?
I didn't. No.
Oh.
So I usually get a low taper fade, which is a fringe at the front, and then it kind of curves around the back, and it looks nice. So I asked for that. I did say a low taper mullet.
So you did ask for a mullet.
I mean, like, whenever I've asked for that in the past, though, they've never given me a mullet. I said to him, I really like the fringe. I'd like if you just tape the sides and keep a bit of weight at the back. And then immediately he starts parting my hair. And the thing about barbers is they're so precise with how they style it. But then because of that, you have to style it that way until your next haircut.
Barbers always do what they want to do, hey?
That's it.
Yeah, they don't listen.
Always do. And then you're just sitting in the mirror staring at yourself, watching your haircut. And if it's a good haircut, you're like kind of gassed about it. But the worst thing in the whole entire world is seeing a bad haircut being formed onto your head.
And you can't do anything
And you
about
can't
it.
do anything
You're
about it.
just watching, crying on the inside.
That's it. You know the Bart Simpson meme where he's like staring at himself in the mirror?
No, I don't know.
Oh, well, it's like the new Bart Simpson staring at the old classic version, the first ever drawing of himself. And it's like, yeah, it's, I relate to that, you know? And you have to just say it looks good.
You do. It's rude not to.
And they put the mirror at the back of your head as
Yeah.
well. And you're like, yeah, man, it looks sick.
And then they like move to the other side and then wait again. You're like, oh, perfect, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing. The crazy thing for me is that there's always a point halfway through the haircut where I'm like, oh, this looks great.
Yeah.
And then by the end, they fuck it up somehow.
Yeah,
and it looks
somehow.
bad.
And then, but then, I guess it's like a whole roller coaster of emotions, isn't it?
It
Because
is.
like, it's like, it looks good. And then, fuck, what have I got
And it's
myself into?
crazy. I'm not a very chatty person to people I don't know. So like, I often don't talk to the barber, which is
Neither
like,
do I.
Yeah, it's just dead
No,
silence.
me too,
But
yeah.
the worst is when like I was having a good chat with someone recently. We're having good chats.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of refocused on my reflection. I was like, oh, they're hell fucking it up right
You're,
now.
or you're having a conversation with them and you're like, this is a conversation that I'm having with a person for 20 minutes and that's it.
Oh, okay. You get existential about it.
Maybe a tiny bit.
I never used to get fades or anything. I used to just play it very safe
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
was
yeah.
hell insecure about my hair. And so I was looking for like a black barber shop, right, to get like a nice fade one time.
A black barbershop?
To get a fade. Because, dude, black people can cut hair.
They can cut, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, that's what I was looking for. I was like, I'm going to get a fade. I'm going to look fucking sick. And then, so I tracked down one and it looked sick and I booked it in and I go there. And you know how on the booking online, you just see the names. You don't know who they are, obviously. So I just did like whoever's available. I book it. I go in and they must do like rank-based matchmaking or something because I walk in and then they call out the one skinny white dude with glasses and he comes out in this shop and he's the one that cuts my hair.
So you go to this black barber shop and there's this one white Mac Miller looking guy comes out.
Oh, like no, Mac Miller's like kind of sick looking, like not even like this guy looked like he was like a programmer. I don't know.
Right.
And yeah.
Did he cut you well though? No. He didn't.
I've never been back. No. It was one where it was just the side shape was completely different. On
Well,
each side.
I feel like immediately going into that process, you would have gone to this store expecting a haircut from a black guy and a white guy comes out and you immediately would have been pissed off.
Yeah.
So from the get-go, you're already hating your haircut.
That's
and
true.
then when he's even like touched your hair, you're like, this is it.
A fucking white boy touching my head. I wanted to be touched by a black man.
Exactly. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, I feel like we had a little boys trip a little bit ago and we made a deal that we're all getting mulleted.
Actually, yes. Despite me not asking fully for this sort of mullet and getting
they
it,
did it.
It's grown
was
on
meant
me,
to
and
be.
now I'm kind of like, well, now I've kind of stuck to my end of the bet.
Yeah,
I have a
damn.
mullet now.
So I think I'm gonna grow my hair out a little bit.
Yeah, so
Like,
we
it'll
all
get
made a
hell
bet.
scruffy, and then I might get mulleted.
We all made a bet.
Not a bet, a deal.
A deal. That all three of us. Well, obviously Blake's got the most luscious mullet.
He's been trying to convince us for a while,
Yeah.
but much to the I don't know how much the buns liked the idea, but
Well,
what does your misso think of the mullet?
yeah, she likes it.
Does she?
Yeah, she really
Did
likes
she
it.
like the idea of it beforehand?
I feel like she would appreciate me in any sort of hair.
Damn.
So it
I
didn't
don't
really
know
matter.
if my misso's gonna like the mullet. I feel like she's not gonna be attracted to me.
Well, it's just a thing that's just got to grow, you know?
Yeah.
Let it grow.
My fear is actually that she likes it. I feel like if I get it
Wow.
and she's actually hell into it, I'd be like, oh.
So
Do I
like
know you?
mullets? So you like mullets?
Yeah, I'm like, so
now?
that whole time you liked guys with mullets when you told me you didn't?
But maybe because you have a mullet, you changed your misso's perspective, you know?
That's true.
Maybe she's like, oh. I feel like you would rock a mullet though, because obviously your long hair you used to have
Down to my
was
third
very
titty.
curly as well. So I feel like
I won't go Blake style. I'll keep it short, but yeah.
tape the sides, I reckon.
Speaking of rocking, Subi got rocked a little bit ago.
Subi did get rocked.
He got rocked hard ways. And
And-
not only Subi, just fucking right below where we're sitting right now got rocked.
Yeah, so you left for work and you gave me a call.
And this was about midday on a Thursday. And I walk out of our back entrance and George was on the mixer DJing. And I walk out and there are cops everywhere. So I'm like, oh, door. And as I walk out, and then I walked through a little alleyway to get out to the main street. I walk in front of news reporter cameras, Nine News. I turned the corner, I didn't even know, and they're just filming. I'm like, oh, fuck, sorry.
Sizzle caught on camera.
Yeah. And then so I keep walking, and so I call George. I'm like, dude, there are cops everywhere.
Yeah,
And
and then I go out and I have a look and yeah, flooded. And not just cops, like SWAT teams, like people with
SWAT?
like like SWAT, like people with like
we have SWAT here.
Do
we have SWAT?
Do we have
here?
SWAT?
SWAT's like shotguns and riot shooters,
No,
right?
we did not have SWAT. They were different from cops though. Cops usually just wear one uniform. These had like
Oh, these were detectives.
these were detectives.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, SWAT. I was like, what the fuck?
They're swatting the
Why do we have
studio.
SWAT? Yeah. Sizzle's been cool.
And yeah, funny enough, Blake's mum was there at the time, and I asked, "What's going on?" Like,
That makes no sense because
oh, true, yeah. Revert. So the cops are there, and they they see me, they spot me on the balcony. Like,
Oh, do they?
yeah, they were like, "Hey mate, does your building have CCTV?"
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe. I don't know. Like, I have no clue. And then I asked, like, what's going on? And he said that the store across us, diamonds stolen.
Yeah, jewelry store got robbed. And it's crazy because we were working all through that night that it happened, and we were in the
Happened
area.
during the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Never mind.
I think it happened in the morning.
Oh, shit.
Someone stole.
So we were here because we were here in the studio at the morning. And that would be the second time we've pretty much witnessed a robbery in Subiaco.
Well, yeah, the first time that was pretty wild. We actually witnessed that because and I think we stopped at Sizzle Saviors.
I think we did. That is crazy. Sizzle Studios stopped a robbery in Subiaco.
We were filming Sizzle Collective stuff for our Instagram and TikTok, and Blake's posing, and all of a sudden, this hooded, either a girl or a man, I don't know who.
You insisted they were a woman.
I'm pretty sure it was a woman.
Yeah, hooded woman.
But we don't judge around here. Could be a man, could be a woman. God bless you.
I'm allergic to sexism.
Running across the road with a unicorn backpack.
Yes.
And is trying to break into this pub right across the road.
Biggest pub in Subiaco, the main pub, and they kneel down and they're trying to lockpick the door to get in with a unicorn backpack on.
But the funniest thing was Blake was in this hot air balloon. He was like, "Oh, there's cops," and cops drove by.
Yeah.
And
opposite direction.
I was following the cops, like driving past, and that made my attention go to this burglar trying to get into the pub.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like immediately hit Jack, and Jack's like,
oh. And then me and George are like, and we turned to Blake and we're like, shh. And Blake's like, what? What is it? We're like, Blake, shut the fuck up. And he's like, what? And then he walks around because he has to turn a corner to kind of see what we were looking at. Like, Blake, shut up. And he's like, what? And he looks over. I don't think Blake saw her. Hey?
No, I don't think he did. He's like,
This chick must have heard the noise, turned, saw us with cameras, and she just bolted away.
And you know the most stupid thing that we did? We didn't film it.
No, we turned the cameras off.
We had 2 cameras in our hands, and we didn't film it.
Yeah, I have this weird thing whenever we're filming, I turn the cameras off when something weird's happening.
Yeah, but we should be rolling.
We should. Like at clubs, if we're filming, when a fight happens, I stop filming. When I'm like, oh, hang on.
That's a different thing.
Well, I feel like if there's a fight, you should film because you might catch who instigated because that could come up in court later.
That's true. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, there was this huge school fight. Huge. Everyone gathered round on the school oval.
Damn.
Everyone, like, basically is just like circling these 2 lads, and a teacher rocks up, and everyone's like, "Oh, here we go." Walks into the middle of the fight circle, pulls out his phone, and starts filming.
What?
Because he used it as evidence.
Damn.
So because it was an oval right across from my school, so technically it's not on school property. So he just went across the oval and started filming but it was just hilarious because you're seeing a teacher coming into the circle and then like filming it.
Damn.
But
he just wanted to watch it back later.
I think so, yeah.
He was like, fuck you.
I reckon he's still got it on his phone as well.
Yeah,
like,
I reckon he's still watching
showing like all his lads when he gets drunk. He's like, "Oh,
family
boys,
dinner."
watch this.
He's like, "Oi, kids, watch this fight. This will be you when you're older, mate."
Come to my school. This is what happens, man. But yeah, I feel like we need to get into the habit of filming disastrous events.
We need to film bad things that happen.
We should.
And I feel like we can make a good like compilation of it later.
And you could be in it.
Yeah. We might film you die. So should we talk about what's inside your head now, George?
Inside my head.
Yeah.
Man, there's not a lot inside my head.
Is that because you're just living in the moment or because you're dumb?
Could be a bit of both.
Damn.
I never really did well in school. But I am constantly living in the moment. Almost too much.
I feel like we're opposites in that way.
You're very aware of the moment, and I'm very much living in the moment.
I don't know if I am aware of the moment.
Really?
I feel like I'm too much in my head. And whereas I feel like you're the opposite and you're just living.
going with the flow. But then what I've noticed recently is that things have just started like disappearing from my life. Like I lost a necklace and I don't know where it's gone. I don't know how it's disappeared. I've lost my earbuds for the second time.
No shit. Yeah.
And I don't know how it's just fallen off my keychain somehow. I don't know where it's
DJ
happened.
earphones.
Yep.
You've lost 2 sets.
Somehow. I don't know how.
While me and Blake are still on our first pair.
Yep.
Do you find you walk into a room and you just, what am I doing here?
Actually, yeah. Sometimes I think it could be an ADHD thing though, because I'll be working, I'll be sitting behind my desk, I'll be working, and then all of a sudden I'm just on TikTok and I'm like,
damn, yeah.
How the fuck did I end up here? And then I'm like kind of aware of it within like 5 or 10 minutes of being on TikTok. I'm like, oh shit, like how did I get here? And I think what it is because either one of you boys sends me a message.
Yeah.
And then you go on your phone, you message them back, and then you can't get off your phone.
Or what I've noticed is if I click to render something and I'm waiting, I pull the phone up.
And then the render finishes by like 10 minutes after, and then you're like, oh, yeah, I should probably send this off.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've had a thing recently, I guess an extreme version of that is that like recently I had a day where I woke up at 7 to like work on something, and I sat down on my computer and I made a coffee. The next like conscious moment I had was like at 2. And I hadn't done anything.
Jeez.
And I was still on my computer. I was like, holy fuck. And it was like time to get ready for work. And that was the trippiest thing.
You just don't know what happened.
Yeah, and it's the weirdest thing. Like, I know I probably cycled between projects, but I made no actual progress in any. Yeah, this is fucking bad advertising for our business, hey? It is funny because we managed to get a lot done, but we are fucking too ADHD.
Yeah, and especially when us three are together as well. Like, for instance, just then we were editing and then we were just versing in ping pong. Somehow, like, we just ended up behind a ping pong table versing each other, and we're like, oh, wait, we should probably be filming a potty.
So I think we should move into playing a little game based around your head, hey?
Well, what if we played a game?
What if your head was cured, Georgie boy?
What if we weren't ADHD?
What if lime hard seltzer? Mine is nice and warm.
Oh, beautiful. And yours is a bit broken as well.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if it survives the we'll see how strong the what if really
now,
is.
Jack, where can we get these drinks that we're holding right now?
Their home is in the Paramount nightclub, but they can now be bought on whatifhardseltzer.com.
They're a classic formula for an absolute experience, you know?
Are you reading off the can?
No, of course not.
So these are quite a healthy drink. They are very low in sugar, and so they're a nice light drink to have if you're a bit concerned about your what's appearing on the scales in the morning.
And you know, it just uses ingredients like vodka, soda, and a twist of lime.
Was that on the can? Shall we crack these open?
Let's do it. That's the sound of heaven right there.
Oh, no, I fucked it. I fucked my can. And you know what? We forgot to refrigerate this one. And I must say they do taste good warm.
Wow.
You know what? I feel like I got to test your memory now. Hopefully I can help you activate those neurons again.
True. All right, let's activate them.
So let's play a little game, yeah. I'm going to tell you 2 stories from our boys' trip in Mandurah.
Okay.
This boys' trip also included our missos.
Our bun.
They're the boys. But and I'm going to tell you 2 stories. You have to tell me which of them is actually true.
Wow, okay.
So the first one, on our trip, you were very sleep deprived and you grinded up on me as I was brushing my teeth and you didn't realize you were doing it. Or the other story is on our Mandurah trip, you literally tripped on the way outside.
I'm going to say I grinded on you while you were brushing your teeth.
You did indeed.
Let's go.
You did indeed.
I think I remember that because I remember us making that awkward eye contact after.
Yeah.
I don't, wait, I didn't mean to though, did I?
I don't think so, but you came from the bathroom and you needed to wash your hands and I was brushing my teeth and I was like bending over, spitting out rinse in my mouth out,
yeah.
and you were like, Jack, I need to wash my hands. And I'm like, yeah, 1 second, mate. And you push up against me like, I need to wash my hands, Jack. I'm like, and at that point, I was like, it was the strangest thing. I feel like it was the only time I was like bothered a bit by you.
What?
I was like, George, what are you doing, mate? I'm like, because, it was the weirdest thing. Because on one hand, I was like, this is funny as fuck. But on the other, I was like, what are you doing?
I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I didn't mean to.
It's fine. In hindsight.
But then
hilarious.
I feel like afterwards we laughed, I think.
Yeah, we did. Because afterwards, because then you rush, at the moment I stood up, you rushed in to wash your hands. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I do remember.
Damn, okay.
Grinding up on you. Yeah,
It's unforgettable, is it?
it is.
All right, so you got 1 point. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Round 2. We recently bought a new camera, the Osmo. Is it Osmo?
Mm-hmm.
So the first time we filmed in a Hungry Jack's, did we film you dipping a nugget in barbecue sauce and eating it? Or did we film you pouring water from a cup into your bottle?
Oh, Jesus. I do not remember this.
Damn. I've got a video of the one too.
And this is with the Osmo. We recorded it with.
Blake was there. Yep.
I'm going to say the water.
Did you just remember?
Yes.
Damn. Let's fucking go. I'm healing you. I'm healing you, George. 2 points. Let's see if you can get this last one. Now, this is an open question one,
right.
and this is back on some sizzle work.
Wow, okay.
What is the first spoken line of dialogue in our Halloween skit?
Sizzle time.
Let's go, George. Pass it with flying colours. Damn, I didn't do it hard enough.
I feel
All 3
like,
points.
yeah, all right. We can come back next week and see how I do.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we can get Blake to challenge you on some.
All right, yeah. True.
Speaking of Blake, I feel like while Blake's gone, we should give our Blake predictions on
Yeah,
what he's going to be like
true.
when he returns.
Do you think he'll be a different man? A different mullet man?
We'll come back to these in the next episode, and we'll see which ones of them come through.
All right, well, I'll go first.
Oh, go on.
My prediction is that Blake has captured awesome footage of him snowboarding down the slopes.
Nice.
I reckon.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe one.
It's a safe one.
That's a pretty
It's a safe one.
I reckon his voice will be deeper.
His voice will be deeper. I wonder why. He's DJ'd at a club.
In Japan, you reckon?
I reckon he's gotten on the decks somehow. Anywhere.
You know what? Yeah.
At a, not,
I reckon
not,
he could
not
do it.
specifically at a club, but we've been seeing a lot of Japanese DJs follow Scissor Reel, and
That's fucking true.
I feel like they would have once gone to Blake and gone, come on.
He might have been invited to like kick-ons.
Oh, man,
Dude.
could you imagine? He said he's got some crazy stories.
He
for
does.
us.
I'm so keen to hear.
Yeah.
He hasn't told us anything what he's been up to.
What if he comes back with just like a tattoo?
Oh, he could. He said he wanted to get one in Japan.
He did.
He could come back with just a tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be a different man. I reckon.
What if he came back bold?
Nah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Nah.
Imagine we have
Yeah,
mullets
we
ready for him and he comes back and he's fucking bald. That'd be so funny.
And then we just shave our heads.
Yeah. I reckon Blake would have had an experience with a monkey.
Whoa, a monkey.
Like one of those Japan snow monkeys.
Yeah, but you have to go to a certain area for that, I think.
But who's to say he didn't?
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like he actually had a experience with a monkey.
I feel like this could also be a prediction. Blake has bumped into someone from Perth
Okay.
on a
Is
night
that
out.
your last Blake prediction?
That's
These
my
are
last-
the ones we're going to bring up in next episode.
Yeah, this is my last Blake prediction. I think he's bumped into someone from Perth on a night out. Maggot.
Damn. Okay.
And that is an experience, I think, because you're drunk as hell in a different country. And I've experienced that in Europe as well. I remember I was pretty drunk one time and I bumped into a guy from TAFE.
My final Blake prediction is that during the episode, without prompt, he's going to say something about a shift in his perspective of life.
Damn.
And I reckon it's going to be a shift towards You know, he's very much live in the moment and enjoy everything. And I feel like he would have finally realized all about that on this trip. I feel like he's going to start truly living because, you know, he's very much at the moment, Blake's still very much in hustle mode.
Mm-hmm.
He'll like go a whole night without sleeping just to like finish an edit and then like go to work the next day. Like he's done that, right? So I feel like he will realize more about happiness.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Me, that also is like, I mean, Blake's been saying how much he misses the business. Like, even for instance, we were at a party on Saturday DJing, and Blake sent a message saying he's homesick from Sizzle.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like, if anything, it could be opposite. Maybe he's coming back to feel more driven and more business minded, you know?
More happy here.
Because he's experienced that happiness already in a different country. He's now, all right, I'm going to fucking grind even harder. Because we all love grinding, especially in the bathroom.
Whoa. Speaking of grinding, it's like we could be working as hard as we can, but then all of a sudden World War III happens and we get drafted. We can't even help that.
This is a heavy topic. What would you...
Do you want to try again?
Yeah. This is a heavy topic. What would you do if you were drafted in World War III? What would you do? Say like Australia, they've legalized drafting. You're drafted onto World War III. What are you doing?
See, that's the thing. It's like, well, currently in Australia, it's not legal to be forcibly drafted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when there is that call to arms, and while you still have a choice in Australia, everyone who doesn't go to war will be shamed on so hard. It will be like the anti-vaxxing COVID shame all over TikTok, all over Instagram. Anyone who wasn't a vaxxer was shamed on so hard by everyone. It'll be the same sort of thing. And that'll just be inescapable to the point where you'll be miserable if you stayed.
So you're saying...
I feel like they'll use that because I doubt they're going to be able to legalize drafting here. I don't know if that's even the right word, but so
saying
I reckon
that,
they'll do it through social media.
Saying that though, the generation we're in right now is filled with such laziness that I feel like a lot of people won't want to get drafted to the war. It would almost be a thing of, say for example, that rule doesn't apply to Australia. You are being drafted. There's no question about it. What are you doing?
There's a few ways it could go. First of all, I feel like I would find a way to escape it, such as running a business. That's a very legitimate way you can get out of it, especially if that business is providing a service that the people are going to need during the war. But if that doesn't work and I have to go and fight, I feel like I could.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be able to make it back. That's such a like...
As what
dude
everyone
thing to say.
said in World War II.
Well, there's been moments where I might have had to hurt someone for someone else's sake, right? There's
Have
been... No.
Nice.
No. But there's been moments where... and a fun fact, the reason I started boxing was to help a friend with a stalker. Anyway,
Wow.
So I've always thought about that, and I've thought about, you know, if it came to it for certain people, would I kill someone for them? And I feel like I could.
So I guess that correlates back to the war then.
Maybe, but it's like you're fighting some bullshit thing that some general has decided on for their own power. So I feel like I wouldn't agree with it that way.
Yeah.
Because you're shooting people that are just like you. It's not like in the stalker sense, if you have to hurt this stalker to help someone, this person's doing the wrong thing. When you're shooting another army, they are innocent people you're killing.
See, I feel like war is one of the most terrible things in the whole entire world. And to me, I would not like to be a part of it. Even if I was forced,
Yeah, dude.
I see myself, and call me a shit person, but if I was called up and I was forced to fucking go in the army, I'm escaping and running away. I am heading to the most isolated place and living a life isolated from everyone.
You reckon you could escape?
Yep.
You'd be seen as a traitor. You'd be killed.
Yep. Well,
How would you
would
escape?
you be killed or would you get thrown in jail?
If you're in the army and you're trying to escape, they might think you're a
well,
traitor.
I'm not in the army yet. They haven't caught me.
But then they'd be, oh, why doesn't he want to go in? Is he a spy? If this is for all
Is
out
he a
war,
spy or is he a shit cunt?
if this is all out war, George, are they going to take any chances to let a spy get out?
That's true, but I feel like I just see myself in a field and just living a life.
You know how I would survive it if I had to fight in the war? I would journal the whole thing and I'd make a book about it after. I feel like that's what would keep me alive, is feeling like I have a
And I
purpose and,
feel
a
like the
reason to
book
come
would
back.
keep you alive as well because it's like a thing of it protects you. It's like what we say: if you got a camera rolling, you can't die.
Yeah. The cameraman never dies. So
Would
they're
we
like,
just film the war?
true. I've thought about that too. Could we vlog the war? I mean, it's a very real.
Yo, guys. I mean, I saw this. It's a very sad video, and it's like these Ukrainian soldiers are like barricaded in this hole,
Damn.
and it's like they vlog their week as it goes by, and then on the last day, they're all like saying their goodbyes to the camera. So it's like a whole story of this week.
Did they
And
die?
then they died. Yeah. But they were just saying like what they appreciate in life, you know, like
Damn.
because they knew they were gonna die. There was like rockets being shot at them. They're barricaded in, like they can't do anything. And in that instance, you just become so appreciative of everything because you know you're gonna die. It's a thing of like I've had a conversation probably with you, to be honest. Like if the world was gonna end, what would you do? And I said I would just sit on the beach and I would like watch the world end, because it's like a thing of you sit on the beach and you just like go through all the things you're appreciative of. And it's like kind of like that's the reason why you live, instead of the working, the grinding, everything. It's the people in your life and it's the things in your life is what keeps you alive.
I mean, it is true. You have people that die once they lose their purpose. Animals die once they lose, like, you know, older animals will die
Of course,
if you bring in like a new animal.
Yeah.
Because they feel like, well, they don't need to be around anymore.
Exactly. And it's happened. I've seen that happen 3 times now.
With animals?
Yep. I had a cat and we got a dog and it got ran over.
Well, that's a bit different.
I had another cat and then we brought in our dog, got ran over, and I'm now seeing it with my missus. She's had this dog for a long time. I think he's about 12, 11. And they've just got this new dog. It's a year old now that they've had it, and it's wigging it a bit. It's losing the plot. Like it has to wear a cone of shame to feel safe in its house.
Oh no!
And it's like its fur's gone all up, and it's like I think it's getting to that time.
I do want to note that a cat can't really choose when it gets hit by a car. Though. Like a cat can, when cats are dying, they'll go to a place and hide and just die there, right?
True.
But getting hit by cars.
But maybe they saw the car and they were just like,
I don't think your cat purposely got hit by a car, George. If a cat was going to die, it would crawl into a corner and it tries to hide and they die.
right.
That's the saddest thing, hey? Like cats, if they're in pain, they'll hide. They don't want help. Dogs want help. Cats don't. They'll just hide and die alone.
So World War III. We are very lucky to be in the place that we're at. We are in one of, I would say, a very safe country to an extent.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say the safest country in the world.
One of them.
I'd say the.
Not the.
What do you reckon is?
I mean, Japan's pretty safe. I mean, Sweden is
We don't
very
have
safe.
Yakuza here. You reckon Japan's safe? You go to the wrong places, man.
I mean, the Yakuza, yeah, but we got like neo-Nazis.
Well, to a smaller extent, we don't have an organized mafia across the entire country.
We
Japan
got
does,
bikies.
but they're not an organized mafia. Like we have bikies in different states.
I'd say Perth is definitely one of the safest places.
Yeah.
But then you got Switzerland with the Alps, Swiss Alps.
Is it with the one where you can be euthanized?
What?
Did you not know this? So it's funny. My missus
You
told
can
me.
choose to get put down?
My missus told me this is what she's doing when she gets old. When she starts to lose her mind, she doesn't want to be a burden on everyone, and she wants to go on a holiday in Switzerland. And then at the end of the holiday, we put it down. Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, crazy.
You'll probably be joining.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, could you imagine going on a holiday and leaving without your wife?
No.
It would be, we'd
You
have
would
to do it together.
Yeah.
But then it's funny saying that, then they start to think twice and they're like, oh, do I want to speed up your death? And then they start to see it from your perspective of, well, that's what you're asking me to do to you, you know? It's crazy to even think about because here's the thing. While we're young, we think, oh, that's so far away. But it'll happen and it'll happen really fucking soon.
It will.
I mean, that sounds like a beautiful death, to be honest. I can't think of a death that sounds nice except for
In your sleep.
in your sleep with your wife, right? Although it's through a needle, so that's going to fuck me up.
True. You'd be like, oh, no, I'm good.
Can I breathe it in?
Can I smoke it?
That'd be fucking sick. And you just fucking die.
Yeah. I feel like overdosing as well could be... No.
That's actually a terrible way to go.
Yeah.
People think it'd be nice,
No.
but it's not.
That was a silly joke. We won't include.
we can, right.
Yeah.
I feel like just hanging yourself would be fucking peaceful.
Yeah, no, I've been like thinking lately of just how this is kind of like it. Like you kind of, the people around you now, I see are the people you're going to get old with. That's why you got to live life to the fullest. Because you never know when you'll die.
But then you die and then it's gone anyway. It's not like you can look back on it.
But can you? Who knows? Anyways, we're going completely off topic here. Is
Did it just go? Did we just witness in live action your memory leaving you?
maybe? What was I gonna say?
Fuck, that's bad. It's getting bad, George. What if you actually have some fucking issue with your brain?
You reckon, or it's just I've lost it.
That's hard.
Just lost it. It will come back
And
to
that's
me.
not the first time you've done a weird thing like that where you've ended up just somewhere you weren't supposed to be. Hey.
Oh, you're good at bringing these stories on, aren't you? A place that no man should be is inside a female's toilet.
I thought you were going to say something else. A place no man should ever be. Inside a female.
It's toilet. Yeah, so story behind this one. My girlfriend and I were on a beautiful date. We grabbed Noodles Inn, which is a beautiful Asian noodle spot. They cook it in front of you. It's an old man. It's an old woman. They're a husband and wife. They cook the most banging food there.
Do you think he's ever cheated?
No, I don't think he has.
Nice.
And then we go to the cinema to watch a film. I was so sleep deprived. I was extremely sleep deprived. I was very tired. It's been a long day. You know, we had sizzle literally a whole all-nighter the night before. And we go to the movies. We're watching Saltburn. I was sitting there with my popcorn outside the cinema because my girlfriend wanted to go to the toilet. She comes out about 4 minutes later, and now I need to go. So without thinking, I just, for some reason, just walked into the same toilet my girlfriend walked into. It didn't click in, but for some reason, I was like, oh, no urinals. All right. And then I go into the toilet and I'm taking a pee, and mid-piss, it hits me. I'm like, oh shit, like I could be in the female toilet right now. And I'm just praying there's no one else in here. Because it was empty. There was no one else in there. And I'm washing my hands afterwards. And this woman comes up and is washing her hands next to me. And I just don't make any eye contact. She's like kind of looking at me like this. Like with a side eye, she's looking at me, and I'm just I'm just washing my hands, like trying to avoid eye contact, very sleep deprived. And as I walk out, I feel the eyes just on me of
Damn.
like just mums and just women like eyes on me. And I'm like, head down, like walking. And in my mind, I was thinking of answers to say if women were gonna like question me, like, "What are you doing in here?"
Yeah.
And I was just like thinking, like, "I'm a her, I'm a she."
Instead of being like, I'm so sorry, I went the wrong way, your mind goes straight to, I'm transitioning. I'm a woman.
But could you not get away with it nowadays?
I mean, you could.
I think
You got a mustache though.
that's the only reason I thought of it was because you can get away with it now, which is terrible to think. I should have just same thought. But like straight away, I'm like to my girlfriend, I'm like, we need to go now. Like we need to get into this movie theater. She's like, what's going on? I'm like,
Oh, she didn't even notice you walked
no.
in?
I was like, we need it. I'll explain later. Like, we need to go. And like, we go to the movie theater. We walk in, and we're in the wrong movie theater. And we're like, oh, and we've walked up these steps, and I'm like, oh shit. So we walk down, walk around, and I'm like, looking for my scrunched up ticket that's in my pocket. And I like grab it, and we were in the right movie theater. So then we have to go back in. And I hate now that you have to book a seat.
Yeah.
So because I've booked a seat, there's people in front and I have to step over these people to get to my seat. So I'm like, fuck it, we're just sitting on the end here. I cannot be fucked. And then there's the anxiety of, hey, you're in my seat.
Yeah.
As you're walking.
The whole
So
film.
it was a horrible cinema experience.
Damn. Why didn't you just squeeze past the people?
It was a thing of like, I didn't want to disturb them, even though I've just been inside a female toilet.
So you were feeling real down on yourself.
I was feeling real down on myself. I just did not want to interact with anyone else apart from my girlfriend, and that was it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to sit down and watch this film.
Yeah, could you imagine that girl that washed her hands next to you? She was probably scared, dude.
She was either scared and she could have... No, she was probably scared.
Yeah. She was probably so scared. She was probably like, oh, fuck. Like, this
And
is
the
it.
worst thing is I had a hood on.
No.
Because I had the hood on to like... Because I was so sleep deprived. I was so like... I had the hood on. And I just wanted to be all nice and cozy in my hoodie. So
You had it up. Oh, dude. She thought you were a rapist and you just raped someone.
But nah, because we were the only ones in the toilet.
Oh, she thought she was going to get raped. Dude, your hoodie up. That is fucked, man. Oh, that's so bad.
But do you see how nothing's going through my mind at the moment? Like it's just constant carelessness.
Oh, geez.
It's, you know what though? It's a funny story, and it's a story I'll tell to my kids.
But you're saying you're just so careless recently. Do you feel like you're invincible? Is this a sign that you're taking your health for granted and you're not taking care of yourself?
I mean, it's true. I mean, I went to the doctors the other day, and I've got issues with my ear, my leg. I'm just falling apart, Jack.
Damn, that got
But
real.
it's a thing of where it's never gonna, and this could be bad as well. It's never gonna like bring me down. Like it's.
Do you reckon if you like lost your leg, would it bring you down?
If I lost my leg, I've actually thought about this. I would just be the designated editor.
Damn. Moral of the episode is,
Don't walk into a female toilet.
well, we'll catch you next week.
Yeah.
And maybe
is the
we'll have
first
Blakey
episode.
Boy back. If you want
Yes.
sausages in here every week, stay fucking tuned.
Because it's gonna be a big one.
I need to pee so bad.